Thanks very much. Welcome to join me on the forum. I'm Kedjang Henry Atembe in Douala, Cameroon. The outpouring of memos for Mr. Biya to pick up another mandate at the Supreme Magistracy is animating debate across the country. Whether it is politically motivated or not, one thing is clear: not all Cameroonians are for another mandate for Mr. Biya. Complicated as it may be, the CPDM call is not the people's call. This has been interpreted by all Cameroonians as a call by the CPDM people. Welcome to join me on the forum. On the forum today, my guest is a YCPDM section president for Kupe Maningu Batu. He is Mr. Essong Simon. And of course, I'm most precise, he is one of the most influential YCPDM militants or supporters in the country. Thanks very much. Welcome, Mr. Essong.
Thank you very much, Mr. Kedjang.
Well, recently, your party organized a call for Mr. Biya to stand for another mandate. That was in Boya. What we discovered was that there was a blatant error, put it that way, committed by CPDM militants or supporters or sympathizers for Mr. Biya to stand as candidate for the next 50 years. Was it not an exaggeration to say that?
Well, Mr. Kedjang, I'll first of all start by thanking the coordinator of CPDM activities in the Southwest region, His Excellency Chancellor Senior Comrade Mr. Mofani Musonge, for the initiative he took calling all the militants of the Southwest region to meet at the foot of Mount Cameroon on the 5th of this month to together to send a motion of support to the head of state, His Excellency President Paul Biya, to stand as president for the upcoming elections 2018. I think, Mr. Kedjang, you said, somebody said 50 years?
That is the call. That is what we got from the press, that you said Mr. Biya should stand for the next 50 years.
Well, actually, we had an eloquent speech from the CPDM coordinator, that's His Excellency Peter Mofani, who was talking on behalf of the Southwest people.
On behalf of the Southwest
people,
the militants of the Southwest,
yes,
we're not on behalf of the people. I think that should be made clear.
Yes.
Because some people are saying that the call for Mr. Biya to be a candidate is not a call from the people of the Southwest region.
Well, it's a call from the militant, the CPDM militants of the Southwest, which everybody has the free will to adhere to the party. We were there because we are CPDM, true-hearted CPDM militants. And to back up your militantism, you have to be present when there's an occasion like this. What we were saying is that if any word came up 50 years, it was just a sign of joy, how happy to see how all CPDM militants of the region were at the foot of Mount Cameroon, that's Bongo Square, to say hello, we are behind President Paul Biya as our candidate come election 2018.
So you are saying that nothing came out from Mr. Musonge's speech as 50 years more?
Not to be candid, Mr. Kedjang, Mr. Musonge didn't say anything like that. It was one lady who was singing because of joy. She said, oh, Paul Biya for more 50 years. I think that is just the joy she has in her to see our brothers all over from the Southwest region coming as militant, you know. Mr. Kedjang, actually, if I and you were to be gods, we can say that you live for more 50 years, and why not our president, Paul Biya?
At 83, no human being can recollect with his right senses the things of the youth generation. And of course, Cardinal Christian Regan Toomey. That was during his last outing, saying that at the age Mr. Biya has, 83, it is not possible for him to reflect in the way the youth will reflect to govern a nation, just in his 40s, etc. Do you think it is a don't you think it's a manipulation from some people anyway? Or either Mr. Biya himself manipulating his militants to say, okay, go say that I want to be candidate, or you want me to be candidate?
No, actually, it's not a manipulation. You know, there's what we call party hierarchy and party disciplines. These are very vital party issues. So when the call is coming from up, we, the militants at the grassroots level, we follow the hierarchy. I believe the call is not only in the southwest region, it is everywhere in the country, be in the east, in the north, in the south.
For him to stand?
Yes, for him to stand, yes. Well, the issue of 83 years, Mr. Kedjang, I don't see what is so peculiar about it in Cameroon. It's true that he's 83 years, but there are other African countries whose presidents even were on a wheelchair, like Abdulaziz in Bouteflika.
That is Algeria,
yes.
But that is Algeria. That is Algeria. We are talking about Cameroon, where, you know, at 83, okay, 83 plus maybe 5 or 7, if at all, going by the constitution, it should be about 90 years. Would that be genuine for a country?
Well,
like
Mr. Kedjang, the constitution of our country is the highest norm of the nation. And the constitution does not limit any candidate at 90 or 100 or what you can imagine. So it means our president is able to stand at all age. But what is clear is that if you look into him, you see some you know, some stamina. He still has the stamina. He's still energetic and strong. He goes there at international levels and speak in the name of Cameroon, Africa as a whole, and in all a nation's call, maybe 1st of January, you see him talking. 11 February, he addressed the youth, and he was so vibrant. So we think he still has the energy to lead us as our best candidate for now.
Now let us stay within the confines of Kupe Maninguba, that is your section area.
Yes.
I understand you have about 40 subsections, right?
Well, you know, we have 30 subsections in Nguti. That is Kupe Maninguba 2.
2, yes. Right.
Yes.
Good. Now, which of the sections, how many sections are disenclaved? Because I know all your sections are enclaved, or subsections are enclaved.
Not actually, because there is a straight road passing that's Kumbar Manfi, and on the road stream you have about, let's say, 15 of the subsections there, or up to 15, because Nguti itself has 3. So you have about a good number of subsections there, but the other ones are in the hinterland. Because, Mr. Kedjang, you remember last time I told you that the Nguti Manfi road, the Nguti Bangem road is too bad. The road has
But how do you reach these other subsections, knowing that the area is so disenclaved, and every day you chant Mr. Biya's gospel for the past 34 years?
No, you need to understand that Kupe Maninguba is a Dauphin. It's a Dauphin division, which came up just in the New Deal policy, that's in 1992, which means that we are the newest divisions in Cameroon.
One of
the newest. So you see, the country or the Biya's government have been doing everything possible to see that the people of this area come out of the enclavement. That's why we are calling on the administrators, the elites, to see how projects which are ideal for these areas should be looked, taken into consideration. That's going to see deeply what's happening, because we discovered that these projects are earmarked for these areas, but they are not executed at the end of the day. You see, we have roads like going to Lumba area, you have the Njongo Mbeta road, the Nguti Bangem road.
Those are earth roads, right?
Yes, earth roads, actually. Those are earth roads.
The only are not practicable during the rainy season.
Yes. It's
not practicable. Is that enough after 34 years for you to still tell Mr. Biya to stand?
Why not? We are not saying that.
What are you benefiting anyway?
But those are the benefits, which I'm saying, that those projects are being earmarked. You know, there's an imminent turn of the limestone road to that's Melon to Tombel, right up to Loom, and the Nguti Bangem road is
those
also
those are projects. Those are things
the
in paper.
The Kumba Manfi road passes through Nguti. So you see, there are other roads that leave through Loom, right up to Kumba and right up to to Indian division. So all those things are projects that are to come up, which the head of state is doing something to see how to send out of these difficulties.
Recently, the eldest member of the Senate, informed Victor Sumusonge Mukete, spoke at the opening of the Senate, and people have actually considered what he said as a campaign for the CPDM party. Is it the same opinion you hold?
Well, to be candid, it's true that His Excellency, that Senator Kete, is the doyen of the House of Senate, and if he made this speech, I don't think that, or he read this, I don't think that he just took upon himself to call this. It's because this call has been something for the nation. That's, be it in the southwest, northwest, or other parts of the country, in the north, the south, the south. So if he made the speech, it means there is a procedure for speeches to be made. I don't think he just sat in his house to make the speech at the Senate. So the speech went through some edification, and if it was made in front of Cameroonians, then the speech is clear, and the sense of it is there because the call is coming out of Cameroonians. We are those calling him to stand. So if CBDM makes up a majority at the Senate, the call too can still come from there. It's not bad.
There is a conflict of ideology. Some people say Mukete is playing the game. Mukete, who recently was very outspoken on Cameroons or Anglophones marginalization, put it that way. What do you have to say?
Actually, Mr. Kedjang, the issue of marginalization is a very delicate issue to handle with. But I will just go into it as a youth to make my point clear. Marginalization could be seen as a social phenomenon by which a group of people or a community is being pushed at the end in the society. This is to say that maybe the people are not given the equal opportunities, or they are being underprivileged in a certain context.
Was Mukete right?
Well, you will not go so fast to say, is Mukete right to make this statement or not?
Yeah, looking at the present dispensation of what is going around Cameroon,
yes,
some people will say Mukete was right,
yes,
or Mukete is right.
Yes.
Some will say he is wrong.
Yes.
And others will yet question, do you think he is right?
Well,
to say Anglophones are marginalized.
Mr. Kedjang, you know the Anglophone problem in Cameroon could be seen as a myth, because you see some aspects of reality which stems from the population, numerical population deficiency. That's to say that the French population is more than the English population. That's, we have 10 regions in Cameroon, we have only 2, and they have our brothers of the French side have 8, which means that at all times you will see some marginalizations, or Anglophones will feel some marginalization from their brothers of the other part of the country. You see?
But how do you feel, Mr. Essong, if, for example, as a CPDM militant, tomorrow you are sidelined when the CPDM Congress will be called up, Mr. Essong, against Mr. Esomba, for example, at the level of the YCPDM National Secretariat?
No, I don't think.
Now, okay, no, it is an issue of party?
No, I don't think.
Don't you say at the end of the day it's an issue of marginalization?
I don't think, Mr. Kedjang, that is the issue we have to be talking, because in Cameroon, everybody has the priority to postulate at all levels. You find Anglophones at all positions. Anglophones have parties in this country who could go to the realm of being president of the country. So what Mr. Kedjang, I want you to try and listen on this, because I want to make a point. The problem is the Anglophone problem of marginalization stems from the population deficiency we have, not comparing our population to the French population, French brothers. But you see, we have to try to broaden our scope, widen our scope concerning this Anglophone problem of marginalization. Because if you see, today, there are many francophones, that's, be it from the east, the west, north, south, and mostly from the Bakunike region. They send their children to the Anglophone schools.
Now, let me ask you, Essong,
yes,
why will I not be first? Why will I always be second? That is the question.
No, everybody is free to be first. You are free to be first, Mr. Kedjang. Yes, even the CPDM party, an Anglophone can be first one day. There is no law or an amicable arrangement to say that an Anglophone cannot be at the helm of the government. But what we are saying that we should understand the scope. We broaden our scope. That this issue of Anglophone problem of marginalization is not only limited to Anglophones today, because there are other parts of the country where children go to these Anglophone schools and are being inculcated Anglophone system of education, which means that the Anglophone problem today is not only left with the Southwest and Northwest region. It's a real problem that is being looked upon by the government of our country. And if this is being done, or is being done as the way they are trying to put it, you see, by respecting our sub-educational system, that's protecting the Anglophone sub-educational system and the Francophone sub-educational system, you see that at the end of the day, there will be no such problems. You see, that is why also the Southwest, who've seen that, it is clear that our president have all this at mind. He is not seeing it so bad. And even Chimukete himself, who is somebody we respect so much as His Royal Highness of the Bafoland, with all the respect that I'm giving to him, he's somebody we reckon with. If he made such statement, it's not a very bad statement, because this statement is far from auto-declaration of the Anglophone state. It's far from secessionism. It's just a sign to tell the Cameroonian nation that maybe our brothers of the Anglophone side feel to be more integrated and to be more looked upon. That is, to me, that is it. And it's not bad. And that's why we congratulate him to make such a speech, which is not bad. He's not calling for anything. And you see, during the Southwest, the joint conference we had in Buea, he was there. Before even that, there was the Southwest Chief Conference. Him as the president, he sent a memo to the head of state. And in the Senate, he made himself so clear. That is to tell you that he has not taken any point. He has not taken any stance, not respecting party hierarchy, or not respecting the state institutions.
What was so special in this call, in this joint section that you made? What was this? What was so special in that?
Well, you've come back to party issues. Yeah, the call was so special because, in all the 6 divisions of the Southwest region, this call had been made independently. So now that there is a committee, that's a regional committee taking care of CPDM activities in the Southwest region and in other parts of the regions, you see, in other parts of the country, it was clear and a nice issue for the coordinator to call all the party militants and party presidents to come and solemnly send a motion of support to the head of state. And what made me so happy as a youth was the manipulation of words of the president, that is Peter Mafani Musonge, the coordinator of the CPDM activities in the Southwest region, because he used the word, this election either may be anticipated or postponed. You see, it means that Cameroonians should not only think that this election can be anticipated. It could also be postponed.
We have recent
because of one reason or the other.
We have recent statistics on the percentage of unemployment, whether they be it structural, be it or what, it stands at about 43%. Well, we're talking about the youthful population.
Yeah.
Don't you think this figure is enough to frighten you as a young man to desist from chanting the gospel of the CPDM party?
Mr. Kedjang, I want you to understand that the problem of unemployment is not unique only to our country, Cameroon. It is true that in the Western world, the number of unemployment is less than what we have in our country. But we think that the country is doing its best, especially the head of states, bringing up ideas to see how the youth can be more integrated into the society and be more useful. You see, when we are talking of unemployment, yeah, today you can be working, tomorrow your children or one of your children or a half of them is not having a job. But what we think is not to stay with this fear of saying that once you're unemployed, it means your life is over. Like the head of state has done everything to open recreational centers where youth can go there, look for trades and the rest of the thing. He spoke actually of the agricultural sector in his last speech.
Yeah, but that was a speech anyway. Where are the lands for the youths?
Well, the land is there. You see, okay, let's say I'm talking in my area, Kupema Nguba. There is land, and the youths are there working. That's why you see cocoa production, banana, plantains, everywhere is coming. So we are begging on other youths who have not had the opportunity to go into the government, that the government or the President Paul Biya's government is doing everything possible to see that the youths are integrated, be it being employed by the government or the private sector, or you shift yourself to a more productive sector like the agricultural sector.
Well, Mr. Essong, thanks very much for coming, but we will probably end not without finding out there is this recent issue of they call it now the Monique Kumate saga, the lady who died, with her set of twin children, in the stomach, and it is said it's out of sheer negligence. 31 years old, that is a youth, losing the children, twin children, and coming up at the time, the youths are, some other youths are against Mr. Biya standing for elections.
Mr. Kedjang, it's true that it's a very pathetic issue. It's regrettable that this is happening in our country. It's so clear. But I would not like that anything should be just linked to the President of the Republic, because there is a stratification in administration. You see, there's the Ministry of Health. A part of the Ministry of Health, there's the regional delegation. From there, you have the head of the service and other persons who are in charge of the Lakantini Hospital. I think that every Cameroonian, be it the President of the Republic, will not be happy. As a parent, as a father, even Madame Chantal Biya, our First Lady, will not be happy to see such a thing happening to a Cameroonian. So it's pathetic. It touches everybody. And that is why you see the minister is already here, talking like this. He's already there at Lakantini to see how such situations can be cured. And let it not happen, because it pleases nobody, be it a youth, be it an old person, it pleases nobody to see Cameroonians dying like that. But it's our beloved country.
That can be tacked to the party?
No, how can it be so linked to the party? The party is the party, the government is the government. It's true that party militants are members of government, but things, there have been forums, even on CRTV, seeing how this issue of handling issues at the hospital or public hospitals should be treated with care. That is it. And the minister even signed a unilateral act telling that some emergency cases should be treated before even payment should come in. So if all this is being done, is being put in place, such things will not happen. And that's why we are begging medical doctors, nurses and administrators of public health institutions to look into this, because we will not be happy to be losing those who could come and make our population more bulky.
Well, thanks very much, Mr. Essong Simon. In fact, we dedicate this program to Monique Kumate, who lost her life, and those of her twin children in the stomach. We want to thank you very much for coming, and we wish you more grace to your able as you champion the cause of your party in the Kupe-Maningumba 2 section.
Yes, Mr. Kedjang, thanks very much. But I will not want to go without having some words to throw into the youths of the YCPDA youths of the Southwest region. We actually regret the loss of our previous comrade, who was the YCPDM national president. That's Stephen Bunda, who died some years ago. Yes, it's true that we regret his presence where we were reading our CPDM
memo. Your memo.
Yes, a memo.
You forgot to mention his name.
It's true, we forgot mentioning his name, but he's somebody we regret actually as youth, because if he was there, he would have been the person now to nurture on very special issues about CPDM, YCPDM politics in the Southwest region as in the nation, since he was the national president. So I'm calling on the YCPDM youth and the YCPDM section presidents of all the Southwest region to open their eyes, respect party hierarchy, party discipline, to make sure they canvass more and more for more militantism, because the youths make up to 60% of the population. So the party rents on us. So we need to be vibrant and work harder to see that we succeed.
Thank you very much, Mr. Essong Simon. In fact, that was it for the forum. This day, I've been Kedjang Henry at Tebe in Douala, Cameroon, and we say thank you for watching.